Let's start with examples, then followed by some important questions, special questions. So examples, we have textbook examples. These were the questions. We have to look into the figure and find the number of zeros. This question is pretty direct, right? So here we have how many times is it touching the x-axis? 1 time, so 1 0, right? Here how many times is it touching? 2 times, so 2 zeros. Here how many times is it touching the x-axis? Yes, it is intercepting the x-axis at 2 points or 3 points. So here 3 points. So the word can be intercept, touches the x-axis, right? Only the x-axis, not the y. Okay, so 1. Here also 1, right? Here how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 zeros. Okay, so there are special scenarios. Okay, if you look into if it is a parabola, the point of intersection sometimes for a parabola like a u, it might touch only 1 time, right? Even if it is a parabola. Okay, so this 1 point is what? The point of intersection. You might think it is 1 0, but what is the reality here? The reality is that both the zeros, for example, let's say this point is 2, both the zeros are 2, right? It's equal zeros, real and equal zeros. Okay, the same way we used to say for quadratic equation, real and equal roots, the same logic, real and equal roots, equal zeros. Okay, that is the logic here. So these are the answers. Let's look into the next question. We have find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x squared plus 7x plus 10 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. So this question is also direct, right? We have learned this method. So always, like I said, right, is what is A, what is B, what is C, right? Okay, look into the signs, be very careful, and not just that, look into the order in which they are arranged. Now we can write this as what? We can write this as x square, right? So we need 10 as the product, right? Sum should be 7. So 5 2s are 10, right? 5 plus 2 is 7. So 5x plus 2x plus 10, right? Equal to 0 I'll put. Now what do we have? X into x plus 5, 2 into x plus 5. So x plus 5 I can take out common, right? So I have x plus 5 into x plus 2 is equal to what? It's equal to 0. So x is what? X is equal to minus 5 and minus 2. Easy. So what is alpha and beta? Alpha is equal to minus 5, beta is equal to minus 2, right? So what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is minus 5 plus minus 2 will become minus 7. All right. What is alpha into beta? Alpha into beta is minus 5 into minus 2 will become plus 10, right? So what is alpha plus beta? Minus b by a. So what is minus b by a? Look into the coefficients. Minus b is minus 7 by a. So the answer is 7. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, hence verified, you can say if you want, right? Or LH is equal to RHS. Alpha beta is 10, that is equal to c by a. So what is c by a? C by a will become equal to 10 by 1, right? So which is 10. So then you can again say alpha into beta is equal to c by a, right? And hence verified. So you can use LHS, RHS as we have discussed in the previous questions and detail it. Okay, so how to write them is always there in the notes, so please go through the notes. Okay, now next, find the zeros of the polynomial x squared minus 3 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient, right? So here I can write this as a square minus b square, right? So what is a square minus b square? X square minus 3 can be written as x plus 3 or x plus root 3. It is x plus root 3 into x minus root 3, correct now? So what identity did I use? A square minus b square. What is a square minus b square? A plus b into a minus b. So what is my b here? B here is root 3, correct? So that is the idea. What is a? A is x. So what is my x here? If this is equal to 0, what is my x? X is root 3 and minus root 3. Very simple. So here alpha is root 3, beta is minus root 3. So what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta will become equal to root 3 plus minus root 3, right? Correct. Now one is plus and one is minus, right? Just checking. Yeah, one is plus and one is minus. So we have alpha is root 3 and minus root 3, so it will become 0, correct? What is minus b by a? Minus b by a here will become, what is b here? A here is 1. What is b? B is 0, right? So 0 by 1, right? So it will become 0. So we can say alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Or you can say LHS is equal to RHS, however you want to write it. Alpha into beta will become what? It will become minus 3. right? So what is that? C by A. What is C? C here is minus 3. What is A? 1. So it is minus 3. So alpha into beta is C by A. Hence verified. Both we verified, right? That's how you have to do the questions. Next question we have, find a quadratic polynomial. The sum and the product of zeros are minus 3 and 2, right? So what was the formula that we had discussed? X squared minus sum of x, right? Sum of the zeros and x. Then we have plus product, right? This was the formula. Now what is the sum? The sum is minus 3, right? So minus of minus 3 will be here, correct? X squared here. And we have product. Product is 2. Open the bracket, will become x squared plus 3x plus 2, right? So what is the polynomial? We wrote the equation. We need the polynomial. Your polynomial p of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2. That is your polynomial. This is an equation, right? This is an equation. This is the polynomial. So please write the quadratic polynomial. Then we have the next questions are special questions. What are special questions? Let's look into it, okay? The logic of special questions is very important. So that's why I wrote it as special questions. So you get the idea of how to do these kind of questions, okay? Now this is division. So basically long division. So how can we do this and why is this important? This is important in the case of factorization, okay? So certain schools do it differently. They will not do division, they do tricks. But I suggest everyone to learn this method because this method will be much more easier to check whether your answer is correct or wrong, okay? That is the reason. So let's look into these questions, okay? Here we go. We have x plus 2, we'll write it here. And we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1, okay? Why we are doing this is to get our factors, right? So one factor is x plus 2. What is the other factor of 2x squared plus 3x plus 1? The question can be like that instead of divide, right? So I need to multiply with 2x. Then what will happen? X plus 1, x plus 2 into 2x. X plus 2 into 2x will become 2x squared plus 2 into 2 will become 4x. Now subtract it. So what did I multiply with? I multiplied with 2x. So this part will go, put the changed sign, put minus here, put minus here, okay? So 3x minus 4x will become minus x plus 1, right? Now what do we get? We get x plus 2 we have. So I can just multiply with minus 1, right? So what will be the answer? Minus x minus 2. What is your answer? The minus will become plus, minus minus will become plus. So 1 plus 2, 3. Okay. So what is 3? 3 is your remainder. What is 2x minus 1? It is your quotient, right? It is your quotient. So are we able to find the factor? Is x plus 2 a factor? No, it is not. Why? When a number becomes a factor, that's what you have to understand, right? When it is completely divisible, 3 2s are 6, right? And becomes 0. When the remainder is 0, it is a factor. So x plus 2 is not a factor, 2x minus 1 is not a factor, right? Because there is a remainder. That is what you guys have to understand from this, okay? So to get factors, if you get the remainder 0, then it is a factor, right? So let's try the next question. So divide 3x cubed plus x squared plus 2x plus 5 by 1 plus 2x plus x squared. Always while dividing, write it in the proper form, okay? So what is the proper form? X squared plus 2x plus 1, and we have 3x cubed. What is the next one? In the correct order you have to write. That is what I meant by correct form. The order of their what? Order of their exponents, okay? Now we have 2x, we have plus 5. In case any number is missing, let's say the x square was not there, you have to write 0x square. In case the x square was not there, you'll write 0x square. In case the x was not there, you'll write 0x. That's how you do it, okay? Now what are we going to multiply with? You're going to multiply with 3x. 3x into x square is 3x cubed. Perfect. So that will get cancelled out. 3x into 2x, how much is that? That'll become 6x square, right? Then we have 3x into 1. That'll become 3x. Now we have to subtract. So when subtracting, the sign will change, correct? Okay, so this will cancel out. So we have minus 6x square and plus 1x square. So it'll become what? Minus 5x square. Now we have minus 3x and we have plus 2x. So it'll become what? Minus x. And we have a plus 5 that will come down. Now what is the next number? The next number I'll be multiplying with what? I'll be multiplying with minus 5. So we have minus 5x square. Minus 5 into 2 will become minus 10x. And minus 5 into 1 will become minus 5, right? Now what happens? So when you add them, it'll get cancelled, right? Write the change of signs. Okay, plus will become minus, minus will become plus. So we have plus 10x minus x. How much is that? 9x. We have plus 5 and plus 5 will become 10. So what do we understand? This is your remainder. This is your quotient. Simple. So this is how you do long division. Okay, that is why I took these questions. So we can do long divisions. Okay. Okay, so the next question we have 3x square minus x cube minus 3x plus 5 and x minus 1 minus x square. So we'll write it in the correct order. So first we'll have minus x square, right? Then we have plus x, then we have minus 1. Then we'll write it in the right order for the inside also. We have to write minus x cube. Then what do we have? We have plus 3x square. Then we have minus 3x plus 5. So this is the correct order, right? So we wrote it in the correct order. After writing in the correct order only, then we can divide them, right? So first I'll multiply with x. Okay, why? Because I need to get minus x cube. So x into x will become x square. X into minus 1 will become minus x, right? Then subtract them. So if you subtract them, this will become plus, this will become minus, this will become plus, right? So 3x, we have this will cancel out. So 3x square minus x square will become 2x square. All right, what is the next? Minus 3x plus 1x, so it will become minus 2x. We'll bring down the plus 5 down, so it will become plus 5. Now what is the next number that I have to take? I have to take minus 2 or plus 2. I'll take minus 2 because I need plus 2x. So minus and minus will become plus. So that's why I took minus 2. So minus 2x square, we have minus 2x. Then we have minus and minus will become plus 2. So subtraction sign, right? Everything will change. Now subtract them. So it'll cancel out. So 2x and minus 2x, that will also cancel out. What is remaining? We have 5 minus 2, which is 3. So your remainder is 3 and your quotient is x minus 2. Very simple. That's how you have to do it. Okay. So the next question, find all the zeros of 2x raised to 4 minus 3x cube minus 3x square plus 6x minus 2. If you know that 2 of its zeros are root 2 and minus root 2. So how do we do this? We know 2 zeros. How many zeros are there? The degree is what? Degree is 4. So if the degree is 4, that means what? Degree 4 means there are 4 zeros. Correct? Huh? The maximum number of zeros will be 4. Correct? So based on the degree, we know how many zeros will be there. So maximum number of zeros will be 4. Okay. So what can we understand here? Let's try to look into the numbers. So if you look into the numbers, we have root 2 is a 0, right? So if you recall remainder theorem, factor theorem, we know one thing, right? If a is a 0, if a is a 0, correct? Then what can we say? X minus a is a factor. That's how we have been doing now. X minus a is a factor. This is factor theorem, correct? So this is factor theorem, right? So in that logic, what can we say? If root 2 is a 0, x minus root 2 is a factor, right? Then I can also say x minus minus root 2, right? That is also a factor. So what are my factors? I have x minus root 2 and I have x plus root 2, correct? These are my factors. Clear? So we have two factors. So we have two factors, which is x minus root 2 and x plus root 2, correct? So if I multiply them, it will become what? It will become x square minus 2, which is a factor, correct? Which is a factor. Now what is the remaining? Remaining we can find. How do you find the remaining polynomial? Very simple. For the remaining polynomial, we can divide and find, correct? So let's divide and see. Divide with what? Divide with x square minus 2. So we'll divide with x square minus 2. Okay, that is the logic. So x square minus 2 is outside and inside we'll keep the numbers. So the numbers are 2x raised to 4 minus 3x raised to 3 minus 3x square plus 6x minus 2. And outside we have x square minus 2, right? Now let's divide. So we'll first multiply with what? We'll multiply with 2x raised to 2. So what will we get? We'll get 2x raised to 4, right? So any numbers in 3? Nothing is there, no? Nothing in x cube. Only number is there is minus 2, correct? So x square into minus 2, what will happen? It will become minus 4x square, right? So I'll write it below minus 3x square. So it will become minus 4x square. Now we'll subtract. Let's subtract and see. So when we subtract this minus, right? This will become what? No numbers are here, right? No numbers are there. So this will become what? Plus. So what happens? So this part will cancel out. What is your remaining numbers? Minus 3x cube and we have minus 3 and plus 4. It will become what? Plus 1x square, right? Then we have 6x and we have minus 2. We'll bring everything down. Let's see what is the next one. Next we'll try with minus 3x. Why? I need to cancel minus 3x cube. So minus 3x cube, right? Then we have minus 3x into minus 2. How much is that? Plus 6x, right? It'll become plus 6x. So what happens? We'll put the changed sign. What is the changed sign? This is plus, this is minus. What happens now? This will cancel out, this will cancel out. What are you left with? You're left with x square minus 2. So I have to just multiply with plus 1. So what happens? You'll get x square minus 2 and become 0. So what do we understand here? The remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, what do we understand? This is a factor, right? This quotient is a factor, right? This we already know it is a factor. Once the remainder is 0, we know what our factors are, right? So let's try to write it in the correct form now. So the remainder is 0. So division algorithm we already know, correct? What is it? Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. The same logic, right? So what can we write? We can write, let's say this is the polynomial p of x, okay? This is p of x. So p of x is equal to what? P of x is equal to x square minus 2 into what? Into 2x square minus 3x, not plus, minus 3x, 2x square minus 3x plus 1, right? Now what do? We have to split this term also, right? What is this x square minus 2? I know x square minus 2 is x plus root 2 into x minus root 2, right? This is already known to us. We need to split this as well. Which one? Square. We have to split 2x square minus 3x plus 1. How do we split this? Let's look into it. So 2x square minus 3x plus 1, we can use splitting the middle term. You'll get what? 2x square minus 3x plus 1 will become equal to 0. So I'll split it. 2 into 1, you need to get 2, right? So you can write minus 3x as minus 2x and minus x plus 1 equal to 0. So you will take 2x common outside. You have x minus 1, minus 1 outside. So you have x minus 1 equal to 0. So what do we get? We get 2x minus 1 and x minus 1 equal to 0. So what is x? X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 by 2. These are your zeros, right? So all the zeros will be root 2 is a 0, minus root 2 is a 0, 1 is a 0, 1 by 2 is a 0. These are all your 4 zeros. So this is a special question for you to understand how to do division and get the factors. After getting the factors, how can we again do splitting the middle term and find the other factors, and getting the factors will get the 0. Getting the 0 will get the factor. Simple logic, right? So that is how these questions were special. Okay. All right. Now moving on to the next.